Hello and welcome to this issue of Motive Garage presented by Just Car Insurance. Now this episode is special as we start our joint project car with Power Cruise. Now we showed you in a previous video how this crazy project car came about, but it's simple really. Gup was sick of seeing GTRs at Power Cruise win so many races, so he figured let's beat them at their own game with a crazier, faster and more powerful GTR that is one of a kind. Now if you've seen Gup's other cars, you know that he doesn't muck around. A turbo, big block HQ named Elvis, a 727 cubic inch HSV, a two-seat top fuel dragster, and a nitrous big block wheel standing Camaro drag car. So you can understand why our GTR project car needs to be rather serious and be unique. So what's the point of the car? Well, it has a full interior, but with time attack suspension and brakes so it can go around corners, meaning it isn't a drag car, but it has no aero and it's heavy, so it's not a time attack car. But with over 1200 horsepower combined with better response than any RB engine, it will be insanely fast. Really, it's just a Power Cruise car. Something mental, something fun, and something crazy for both the crowds to watch and for me and Gup to drive. 1 minute it will be taking passengers for mental hot laps, then exhibition time attack laps, and then racing in the cruise sessions to dish out the chop. Now we've dubbed the car Arubasu, which is essentially Japanese for Elvis. It will be the HQ's evil Japanese cousin. It will be everything and do everything the HQ doesn't, but be faster. Sorry, Gup. So let's take a look at it. It's a genuine R34 GTR V-Spec, which we picked up off my mate Ferd's, minus engine and brakes, and with a half-finished paint job, which was perfect for our needs as it's going to be resprayed and get a new engine anyway. Why an R34? Well, it's rarer than an R32 and also the last of the B&R series Skyline GTRs, so we figured it would be the best of the breed. The first step was to track down a VR38 from an R35, which isn't cheap and easy, and to get it into the engine bay. We decided to install a stock engine to get the car running and set up, while the forged engine is being built on the side, but more on that later. We took the car to our friends at Brintec Customs in Seven Hills, who specialise in all type of engine conversions as well as performance work. Now we wanted to keep the car four-wheel drive, so we really had no choice but to line up the front diff and hope the rest of the engine fit. Now we won't give away our secrets, but we managed to get it to fit using the factory crossmember and some clever engine mounts. And best of all, the bonnet closes and the drive shafts all line up between the hubs and the front diff. Really, this was the most important piece of the puzzle, and since no one else has done it, we had to work it out for ourselves. It was great work by Josh and the guys at Brintec Customs. Next up, we stripped the car down completely, removing all of the factory wiring and systems, airbags and whatnot, helping free up some space and save some weight. We then took the car to CS Engineering, our go-to place for fab work, for, you guessed it, some fabrication work. First up, we needed the car to be safe and rigid with 4-digit power levels. Chris put together one of his Andra 6-point cages, but with some extra bar work for more strength and chassis rigidity. Think of it as a drag car and time attack car mixed together, somewhere in the middle. Notice how close the cage work is to the body of the car, meaning no gussets are required, and it's actually quite roomy inside. This means it's easy for any passenger and driver to get in and out of the car. We also made some custom seat rails for some Sparco fixed bucket seats. Same deal, in for safety, but designed for anyone to fit. It also makes the car strictly a two-seater. We then had the engine bay stitch welded to help with chassis and suspension rigidity. You'll also notice the lack of master cylinders and boosters. This is because we installed a wheelwood brake and clutch firewall mounted pedal box. This is to make setting up the brakes and clutch easier and to make more room in the engine bay. We also installed a VE Commodore electronic throttle pedal. This is because we'll be using fly-by-wire throttles on the engine run by the Haltech. With the engine in, the next big piece of the puzzle was fitting the turbo setup, as everything in the engine bay would literally have to fit around it. First stop, GCG turbochargers.
For the Motive, DVD and Power Cruise promo car, we've decided to go twin turbos using a V configuration engine, so the main reason is for the packaging. On a low capacity engine, twin scroll is beneficial because you want to get the turbo on as quick as you can. Larger capacity engines or V configuration engines, VR38, LS1, any V8, V6, anything like that, not really critical for twin scroll because you do have a lot of cubes there to produce the exhaust gas to spin two turbos. For stage one, we've chosen two GTX 35s with 0.61 turbine housings. Because it is a stage development, we're going to start with small turbine housings. Stage two of this build, we're going to put larger exhaust housings on the GTXs. It's going to be a built motor, so you're going to be able to utilise these a lot better and make as much power as you possibly can with the smaller units from stage one, just with the bigger exhaust housings. With the 0.61s, we're probably looking flow of about 600 horsepower. There are a lot of variables, it's a big cube engine. With the larger ones, we're hopefully looking around 700 to 800 each.
With the Stage 1 turbos chosen, we needed some support gear. Our friends here at TurboSmart suggested we future-proof the car and go for some 60mm external wastegates. We've used TurboSmart on all of our project cars with great results, so they got the nod for Arubasu. We also chose some Raceport blower valves and an FPR 3000 fuel pressure regulator. As the name suggests, it's designed to support 3,000 horsepower. With the turbos and accessories chosen, it was time to get them onto the car. Kalen from Forge Performance put his hand up to fabricate the manifolds, and that he did. First, the measurements were taken and the 3-runner merge collectors were designed in CAD before being CNC machined from billet. They are designed to support well over 2,000 horsepower, and with a V-band flange on the end, it means we can easily make an adapter to allow us to mount any turbos we want to the car with ease. It also makes removal easier for maintenance or repairs. He then spent over 50 hours fabricating these beautiful tune-length manifolds for the car. They are more art than part. Simply amazing. The gates have also been mounted to allow the screamers to exit the bonnet. Why? Well, because we can. With everything fitted up, the engine bay was looking pretty wild already. So we decided to put the car on display at World Time Attack Challenge, where it certainly turned some heads and got some people talking. So where to from here? Our next step is to work out the drivetrain. Now I said to Gup, no autos. The car has to be manual. If we want to go fast and we want to have good ratios and some strength to handle the power, we're going to need something pretty crazy. So we contacted the guys from Albin's Transmissions, suppliers of V8 supercar gearboxes, to discuss our options. In the next episode of Motive Garage, Arubasu, we head to Albin's in Ballarat to take a factory tour and work out what's going in the car, as well as also install some monster stoppers from CC Brakes. See you then.